Good morning and welcome to the instructional video for the Chausson 660 exclusive line 2022 model. I'm going to walk around the outside of the vehicle first, talking through all the major components, and then we'll move on inside. So starting on the driver's side, we've got the new alloys that are fitted, the new black alloys for Ford this year. The wing mirrors push in manually and they do automatically adjust from inside. Behind that we've got the gas locker area, and on here the customer has added a gas low, so this is not standard, but you can see this is how it's done. Normally you would just have the regulator in the corner and it will come with a pigtail, but this customer has decided to go for the gas low system. It's an 11 kilogram bottle fitted in here. At the top for this year they're now coming with the accessory pack, so that has the solar panel and the awning, the standard from factory fit. Door works as central locking, will just open, and then using the retainer will just retain onto the back there. Behind we've got the barbecue point, which is standard on the titanium premium edition and the exclusive line, and then behind that we've got the toilet cassette. So lift up the little handle, slide it out, empty it out using the little twist cap here, and then at the back of it you've also got a flush button, which is the little orange button at the back, which allows the unit to then free any air and allows it to fill and drain a lot easier on that side of it. So that's your toilet cassette. When we move inside I'll show you how to do the blade valve as well. Lower down we've got a little sticker here which shows you where your wastewater handle is. You'll see the little black handle there. Simply just pulls out to open and pushes in to fill up. And that is the grey water that goes down from the sinks and the shower area. We've got a rear access garage hatch here. Again, we'll just retain on there. And then inside we've got some storage hooks, a weight capability of the garage for you, so it's a notification on there. You'll see here we've got an external screens, and we've got the makeup cushion to make up the bed underneath. You can get a 32-inch TV in here as well, and I'll show you further in the vehicle how that fits and where it goes. But that's not standard, just bear that in mind. On the back you've got the factory fitted mountings for the bike rack, and the camera, which is part of the multimedia pack, is located just up there in the brake light unit itself. Onto this side, so pretty unique to the vehicle, we've got a large access door which will take you into the garage area. We've also got a step, so press the button down and the step will come out for you to gain access into there. Press it up and it will go back in. There is a sensor on it to tell you that it is deep out, so if you need to remember, you'll hear that warning sign just like that. It's heated into here, and there's little tie down brackets for securing your load when you're travelling. Also a sliding door, which I'll come to later in the vehicle. To lock it, when we're inside I'll show you, but it's sort of labelled quite clearly on the handle itself, and then just closes back up like so when you've finished gaining access into it. Forward of that we've got another emblem here, which is for your fresh water, and that is located underneath the vehicle. So literally underneath here you'll just see that there are the drain taps, which I'll just show you now. So now directly underneath, and this is looking from the outside, and you've two separate pipes. The inside one here is where the bung goes on. This is your fresh water bung. Pushes on there and that stops any water from coming out. The other one is an overflow, so just bear that in mind. It's this one that you'll need to put the bung onto, and that one to remove it off when you're emptying the fresh water tank. And that again is under where the sticker is. The area above it is your techno locker, and this is where you will find your fresh water tank filler, which is here. Your drain for your maximum and minimum levels. Most people run it in the maximum, but there's a sticker explaining what that is there for you. To fill up the fresh water, just remove the little cap, put your hose pipe in. We do tell you to use a food grade hose pipe, just better for not allowing bacteria to go into the tank. And then the cap's there if you want to go and clean the tank, or if you've dropped anything in there, that will be able to get access into the tank. On the opposite side of it here we've got your breaker, main RCD breaker, we've got your fuse box area, and then we've got your charger. So it's all located in that area nice and neatly. There is on the RCD breaker a little test button, so if you're plugged into mains and you're not sure if there's power going in, press that button to the far left. That will then depress that little single switch and tell you whether there is power going to the vehicle or not. And then lastly, in front of that, we've got your mains inlet point. So that's what allows the power to go into the vehicle from the mains electric. You do get a mains cable with it as standard. Further forward, we've got your flue for the hot water. You can leave it on for electric, but you must remove it for the gas side of it. And you just press down on the top and just remove the cover off, just like that. And that will allow it to then work on gas. So it's gas and electric on the hot water heating. The gas, you must remove the cover. The electric, you can leave it on. And then in front of that, just with a little symbol, is your external shower. Yep, does come with the adapter as that, and that is a standard fit on this vehicle. Forward into the cab area, we've got just under here, diesel and add blue points. The van itself comes with Remy's cab blinds on both the side windows and also fitted on the front windows. So just pull them across and then lock them in place. Also on this side, you'll see to move the seat forward and backwards, you lift the bar at the back and then slide it forward. Underneath the seat is where you will find your leisure battery. Under the passenger, the engine battery is under the driver's side. Onto the front, so to get into the bonnet on this, you'll put the key into the front, turn it left, it will release the bonnet, then turn it right, and that will allow you to lift the bonnet up and see underneath the engine. Underneath the engine, you'll see it's pretty clearly marked: screen wash, oil, dipstick, positive, and then there's a little symbol here telling you where your negative point is should you need it, just there. So really clearly marked underneath the cab area. So that's pretty much most of the outside shown you. Let's move on inside to the vehicle and show you how the vehicle works on the inside. Before we go in, we've got fly screen on the door and a blind on that habitation window just for you there. So now inside the vehicle, you'll see there's a main master control panel here above our heads to the right hand side of the door. Now the first thing to do is to put on the master switch. I'll just do that from the beginning. So you press that button and it'll illuminate green. Yeah, the button at the side is for your lights and that will give you power. Now these two are also need to be on for the bed to work, for the toilet flush to work. They're your two main sort of buttons that need to be pressed for certain items like that to work, cleaning table. The button along is your water pump, and then you've got your external awning light. To the bottom, we've got a level indicator for your habitation battery, a level indicator for your vehicle battery, a water level, and then a dimmer button to brighten and dimmer that control panel system completely, depending on how you want it set in for an evening or a night. Two light switches are above, will work the low down level switches. You'll see them just coming on and off there. And then the other one is the light just above it. The other switches will be found throughout the vehicle. So just have a look around for the relevant light switches. You might find that there's some hidden away. So we've got the little lights here that light up on both sides. You'll also find that they've got little USB charging points. Switches here for the front little reading lights. And then in the kitchen area, we've got a light that just turns on just there. Bathroom is located just here. And then the rear area, you've got two more switches just low down that do the lights in both the centre area and above. Yeah, into this area you've got power points up here, both 12 volt and mains if you want to charge bikes. You've got a little push button here which releases down the storage unit. So you'll see there if you want to use it as storage, or if you don't, just simply lift up the handle and it will lock in place. A couple of coat hooks are designated here, and we've got an opening vent. Remember, on the opening vents, they will just twist up using the little button here. Yeah, but you do need to release the locking point on it to open it up. And that has a fly screen and a blind on it. Storage around the back, all the way around above. And then we've got 2 drawers. Simply just press and slide out. And press and close. Make sure that they're pressed in before you drive away. The door itself, we've got a sliding door, which then sections off that area for travelling. Same with the bathroom area. We've now got a sliding door, so it just locks in place there, and then we'll slide across. When you're in transit, just use the little tabs to just hold it in place, just like so. Stop that moving around. And then we've got the new swing unit, so just pull it back around and it will just go up there using the little velcros to hold it in place to show the new shower unit. And then when you're using it as a toilet, it will magnetise just onto there. The taps are clearly marked with hot and cold just on the top there, and the toilet is just located just here. Now, I mentioned to you before about the blade valve being open. So there's a little lever here. Slide it to the back of the vehicle and that will open the blade valve. Slide it back and that will allow you to pull the toilet out. So it's got to be closed for you to be able to pull the toilet out. And you'll see when it's full, in this case with fresh water, there's an indicator on that tells you, and the blue button is the flush button to flush through into that area. Into the cupboard here, again we've got a bit of storage, and the same idea with this. Twist it, but make sure that you take off the lock. And then we've got a little towel rail holder just located there. Same idea with this one. So you've got the little locking points for opening and it twists. The middle one is a different type of roof light, which has a fly screen and blinds on, and use the handle to open the unit up. Staying with the roof lights, we've got a front opening roof light. Just release the little lock. So this one has a push one. The other one's just twist, 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 push and push, and then that will allow you to open the unit. Now you've got to do it slowly. And you'll hear it click and come back down, and that will then hold itself up and open for you then to utilise the fly screen and the blind that comes with the window. To put it back down, you've got to go all the way up, release it back down, and remember before you drive off that you do lock each of these locking points in, not to cause any damage on the vehicle. The bed winding keys are located in here, and behind this unit you will find the point where your actual manual override will go in. So that's where you would need to do it. If the bed power fails, you'll need to remove that and put the Allen key that's supplied into the top of the motor and wind it down in that respect. 2 USB points are located just in there as well, above. So that's most of the power and the lights. We've also fitted to it, you might have seen already, a aerial, because the gentleman and lady and gentleman that's bought the vehicle have gone for a TV in the vehicle, so we fitted a digital aerial. This is where we locate it. Release a little collar at the top, push it up if you're not getting a strong signal, and the signal finder on here will be located just behind the TV. Now the TV pulls up on a stand and you'll see that we've got a little signal finder. So in this case, if it is green, you'll not need to do anything. Now that's a 32 inch. This is a new Avtech 32 inch TV with a built-in apps. So quite a good addition to the Chausson 660. Storage wise, we've got removable seats. So they can be removed. They're just magneted on and they can be removed and put wherever you want in the vehicle. For transit, they do need to go back onto the little magnets that are located. And then we've got a couple of drawers on there for your belongings to go to. Remember, in the lounge area we've got a plug socket located just down that side, and the middle cushion removes for your travelling passengers to gain access to the seats. On the Velcro, guys, I've had a few comments back. It's quite strong, so if you're trying to pull it off, just make sure you put your hand behind it and just feed it off so that you don't take the other end off the wall there. But lift that up and then move that little section there. That then gives you your travelling area. Seat belts are just found behind the seat there. Sticking with this area, you'll see that the table does extend. Now on each corner of the table, you'll see these extender pieces, which will just slide out from underneath, allowing you then to extend the table. There we go. Just on each side to a larger table. Now that table will spin. It also drops down, but it gives you a good entertaining area when you've got company around within the vehicle. It doesn't matter in transit whether it's folded over, folded down, up or down. It doesn't really matter in that respect. And when the keys are in that area that I mentioned just in here, that will allow us then to go to the operations of both the bed and the table, which are found here. So to lower the table, press the button and the table will drop. Now on this, you've got to make sure it's in the right position to make up the base. So make sure it's flat and then drop the table down. To either a coffee table level or all the way down to make the base of the van bed. When you're making the bed, just slide it back out and just open it up to give you the extra support that's needed. Just like that. And then you'll formulate your bed underneath your drop down. Now your drop down works in the same way. Come back to the switch and press the bed down, and that will drop the drop down bed down. Again, there's two positions for this. So you can have it in the slightly higher position, which will be determined, as the demonstration sticker tells you here, by the height of the ladder, which is just underneath here. You do have safety nets that go into little prongs here. Yep, stop anyone from falling out. Or alternatively, keep it coming down. Again, just make sure that there's nothing under it. So you'll see I've taken the cushions off, and then it will come all the way down to the lower position, which will allow you to just hop onto the bed and allow you to sleep longitudinal, so front to back on the bed itself, just like so. So plenty of light, plenty of air. Doing the opposite, you just press the button up and the bed will go up. We do tell you can leave your bedding on. Pillows, if they're not too thick. Alternatively, they are really thick pillows. Pop them up either side of the roof light at the front, and that will stop the bed from putting undue pressure under the motor or potentially cause anything to trip. And it will just stop once it reaches the limit switches at the top. The windows themselves have fly screens and blinds built on. They're the same throughout the vehicle, so they'll go up, meet the blind at the top, just like so. And again, same idea as the roof lights. Press the buttons in to twist it, and that will allow you to open the windows. So the windows are the same throughout the vehicle. Storage can be found in this compartment here. So you've got your hanging rail. Behind that we have the Dometic fridge. So lift it up, and that will then allow the unit itself to come on. We've got your power button here. So press your power button on. That lights up the unit. Tells you what your temperature is by just depressing either the buttons just there. Yeah. And then that will work off your 12 volt. When your engine's running, it will put power back in, and when you plugged into mains, that will also work the 12 volt. So it's 12 volt is this compressor fridge running either off the engine or when you plugged into mains, off the mains. Yeah. When you want to turn the unit off, just press and hold it, and that unit will go off. Yeah. Above you've got your ice compartment, and then you've got your fridge unit there. Below here we've got your drawer storage. So again, making sure before you transit anywhere, press the buttons in. USB charging points in the kitchen area, utensil drawer and storage space there. Underneath here we've got your gas isolation point for the actual cooker, your bin, and again closing them. Under this side we've got the large drawer that opens, so a deep one. Just be careful with the weight. It is only a sliding drawer, so just be careful how much weight you put inside these drawers. The bigger they are, the more you tend to put in, but just be careful. We've got an oven grill, which is located there, and then a 2-burner gas just on here, and then an electric element on that side of it, all controlled just from there. Pretty similar to what you probably have at home, or similar to what you have at home. Water, to open the tap, you just lift it up. Again, we do this when we're draining it down, and then hot and cold depending on how hot you want it. What we do tell you on this is once you've filled up your boiler, and I'll show you where that is in a minute, you want to make sure that you shut the drain valve for the fresh water, the wastewater, and your boiler drain. Now once you've done all that, you can come to your tap, turn it through to the hot side, and that will then allow you to then run the tap continuously so that there's a steady stream of water until the water runs steadily. At that point then turn it off. At that point then you'll want to come to your boiler controls, and this is for the hot water, guys, remember, yeah? So up here we've got 2 controls. This side being the gas, and it's a 3-way switch. So on, middle position off, on, middle position off. So 70 or 50 degrees. This is on gas. On electric, again, the same 3-way switch. So on, off, or on, off. So decide which option you want to use, either electric or gas or a mixture of both. And these are the buttons that control that water heating system. Also on here we've fitted the Wi-Fi system, and that's where we've located it. We use the Motorhome Wi-Fi system. Currently at the moment, we find it a really user-friendly system, so if you want to know more about that, ask the salesman that you'll be dealing with to talk you through that. The actual water boiler is located underneath this seat, and I'll just move the cushions and show you that. So underneath this bunk seat here, this is where you will find your boiler. So a bit of storage there, but your water boiler is located there. To the left hand side of it, as you're looking at it, you'll see there's a little drain underneath the panel, so you've got to lift up the panel. Above it you can put your storage, so don't worry. And then you want to flick it down to use it. Doesn't matter if it's forward or backwards. And then to empty it, you'll need to remember to lift that up. Now if you forget, it'll simply pour your fresh water from your fresh water tank through the boiler once you turn the pump on and out of the vehicle. So you do need to remember to just flick that down when you're wanting to use the hot water. And that is under that panel, under that section, and underneath the seat. So the heating's controlled with the new Webasto heating system. This is this unit just above the control panel, and once it's on, you'll see that it will come out for the various vents, which you can open and close depending on where you want the heat circulating for the vehicle. So turn it on, press the button on. You'll see that a little white button comes above. Press it on again and it will go green. Yeah, green means that it's going to kick up, start up, and start working the heating on the vehicle. Now if you want to turn the temperature up, you'll turn the dial to the desired temperature, press the button. Press it again and it will go to the fan speed, either low, sorry I'll move my hand, low, high, or very high. So you decide which you want it to be, or you can run it on continuous. So continuous is a sequence that will then run up to temperature. Once it reaches temperature, it will shut off and then kick in once it drops to that temperature again. Now there is a tolerance on here, it will be plus or minus a certain amount, not sure the exact figures, but it will kick in as and when you want to do it. The other options that you've got on here is if you go back, it will then allow you let's just go back to go through date settings. Oh, there you go. Heating settings, ventilation settings, the timer settings, settings in general. So in here you've got off and on, quick start, tells you how to use it, weekdays, time. You'll need to set your time every time you go because this unit will turn on and off. Languages, Celsius, brightness, screen timeout, day night mode, system information, error information, or reset button. Yeah, and every time you want to go back, you just press that back. Yeah, so green being on, white being off. And one thing we do tell you to do is once you've put the green button on, do this when the engine's running, ideally, so it doesn't drain your leisure battery. Or when you then plug into mains, it will just stop that power drain on the battery. That's the biggest drain with the diesel heating, is when they're starting up the system. And don't be perturbed when you start up whether the lights flash. It is quite common, the lights flash, because it's just taking power from the 12 volt system. But what you'll hear is a motor kick in, and then the fan will kick in to then get it up to temperature. So that is the new Webasto system being fitted to all the new 2022 range. Once it's on white, after a few seconds, again, depending on what the timeout sequence you've set is, the unit will just go dormant, so don't worry about that. On leaving the vehicle, turn off the blue buttons. You can leave it if you're hooked up to mains or having it charged at home. We do advise you to keep the little green symbol on, because that will allow the solar panel to work or your power to go into the battery when you're plugged into mains. And the mains will illuminate here when you are plugged in, or this top one is for when your engine's running, it's putting power back into it, so this also illuminates in that respect. But that is the system complete. Engine wise, we have the transit engine. There is a separate video on the Exempt unit, so I'll send you that as a separate video. The seats, like I say, pump up. I've shown you previously how to slide them forward and backwards. They'll only lock in place in the forward facing, and that can be found on the little lever bar at the front of the seat that swivels round. The handbrake is a disengaging handbrake. I'll show you on handover of how that works. But that pretty much concludes our instructional video for the 660 exclusive line, the new model, award-winning model for Chausson in 2022. Hope you've enjoyed your video. Look forward to seeing you on collection, and look forward to many comments about our videos. Thank you. Bye now.